I'm Hadi Yassin.
And I'm Marliz Romo, and this is the last day of 2009. You may be thinking, Marliz, what are you doing here? Well, the answer is in Hattie's head.
Our news team has compiled a list of important events that have happened in the past decade to celebrate the end of the first decade of the 21st century.
In early 2000s, we had Texas Governor George W. Bush run as the 43rd President of the United States. In 2001, the government passed the No Child Left Behind Act, which reformed education for all students. Speaking about presidents, here we have Chloe going more into deep detail.
Thanks, Marliz. As we are being propelled into a new decade, let's take a moment to remember the leaders of the past. In 2001, President George W. Bush was elected into office by one electoral vote. After such a close win, Bush came into office within 9 months of the 9/11 attack. This started the war with Afghanistan and the war against terror. Bush also started widespread tax cut bills and Medicare prescription drug coverage programs for seniors. On the other end of the spectrum, he turned the No Child Left Behind Act into law. Bush also allocated billions to fight HIV and AIDS. He withdrew from the Kyoto Protocol to combat worldwide global warming in his first term also. In his second term, he was more criticized due to his slow reaction to Hurricane Katrina and the annual budget deficit starting 2002. And in 2008, he passed controversial bills to bail out the financial industry. Although his second term wasn't as satisfactory as hoped and caused displeasure among Americans, let us not forget the good things that he did in his first term. In 2008, President Barack Obama was elected as the first African American president in the history of the United States. Obama has been working toward fixing our economy, which is our biggest financial crisis since the Great Depression. Obama has doubled U.S. presidents in Afghanistan and promises the end of the war in Iraq. In 2009, he has won the Nobel Peace Prize and has signed the Hate Crime Prevention Act, expanding hate crime law to address attacks over gender, sexual orientation, gender identity, and disability. Overall, I'd say he's off to a pretty good start. This is Chloe Essebag from Glendora, California. Back to you.
Thanks, Chloe! Right now, let's take a moment to remember the lives lost on September 11, 2001. In 2002, Department of Homeland Security was created right after the 9/11 attacks. In 2003, George W. Bush gave the green light to the invasion of Iraq. Oh, these are some good stuff. Oh, hey, let's talk about quality entertainment with Omara.
Thanks, Marliz. Since the creation of film, it has captivated audiences across the globe. Some examples from the past decade are the movies The Emperor's New Groove, a family movie from 2000, along with 102 Dalmatians. Some other popular movies that came after those were Monsters, Inc. in 2001, Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King 2003, Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire in 2005, along with the end of the book series, also The Dark Knight and Up in 2009. Some TV shows such as Friends and Buffy the Vampire Slayer ended in 2003, Drake and Josh from 2004 and 2007, and some ongoing shows are The Office, House MD, Scrubs, and Doctor Who. And some popular Broadway debuts are Wicked and Hairspray, which came out in 2003, along with Jersey Boys in 2004. Thanks, and back to you.
Thanks, Omara! You may be wondering what's going on, but in 2004, Facebook was created.
Speaking of social media, YouTube was released in 2005, where you can create any type of video you want, from homemade to music. And speaking of music, now we're going to go to Robert and Serenity.
The 2000s was full of many genres of music. Among them was alternative rock. Alternative rock was a style of rock music characterized as an unconventional or outside the mainstream. This was a distinct change from rock scene in other generations. It was actually a term that referred to multiple types of subgenres. It had a demographic of rebellious teens. Some bands of the decade included Green Day, Nickelback, and the Gorillaz. Some alternative rock bands, like Disturbed, crossed over into the heavy metal genre. Heavy metal was a type of highly amplified, harsh-sounding rock music with a strong beat, characteristically using violent or fantastic imagery. It, like alternative rock music, was popular among rebellious teens.
Yo, what up? It's Seren. Heading into the new year, we're going to look at the music of the 2000s. Music has developed greatly throughout these last 10 years, especially because of technology. Technology has brought a creation of websites to access music and created new genres. Teen pop has become extremely popular this past decade. Some teen pop artists are Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, and the Backstreet Boys. Some popular songs of Britney Spears were Hit Me Baby One More Time and Circus. Some popular songs of Christina Aguilera was Genie in the Bottle and Dirty. R&B has also been a very popular genre this past 10 years. Some really popular R&B artists are Beyonce, Nelly, Usher, and Rihanna. Beyonce split from Destiny's Child this year to become her own solo artist. Turns out that became very successful for her. She has multiple songs that have reached #1 in the charts and have created so many great albums. As we can see, music has been so successful these past years. Now, let's hope that these next years are going to be filled with great music and great memories. Thank you. Serenity out.
Thanks, Robert. In 2006, Pluto was no longer considered a planet, but a dwarf planet because of how incredibly small it is. And in 2007, Apple released the first iPhone, which it had the revolutionary touch. In 2006, a great tragedy struck. Hurricane Katrina took out several thousands of people. Okay, in 2007, Apple released the first iPhone, which is basically an iPod but with a touchscreen.
Speaking about iPhones, let's go with Matt with technology.
Thanks, guys. So technology has recently blown up in the 2000s and has advanced a lot throughout the years. For example, the Apple iPhone was created by Steve Jobs, and a lot of people had decided to buy it because it was a new type of technology that they really enjoyed and wanted to get their hands on. Another example is Google. If you have a computer, you can use Google and you can search up anything on there, like questions, or just if you want more information or anything. Another thing is also Windows XP. So instead of using a disk to store anything that you have in there, instead of using that, you can use a flash drive. Basically what a flash drive does is, if you have anything on your computer that you need to transfer to a different computer, you can just plug in your flash drive and you could save anything that you need to save onto the flash drive. Another crucial piece of technology is the GPS. The GPS allows anyone that doesn't know the location that they are trying to go to, look up the address, and it'll basically give them directions to wherever destination they're trying to reach. Thanks, guys. This has been our technological advances in the 2000s. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Matt.
Now let's talk about fashion with Skylar.
We're going to take a look at fads and fashion choices that we can see today throughout the 2000s. First, we will take a look at Avril Lavigne. Her style really represents this time's fashion, with neckties worn as belts to fishnets and fancy camo. Avril Lavigne wears it all. Another style of clothing worn would be more of a natural bohemian look, or even a hippie-inspired look that you could see worn by celebrities everywhere. Chunky highlights, also known as zebra head, and beaded wire chokers, headbands, and bracelets were fads seen in this time. Lindsay Lohan can be seen wearing cuffed up jeans and heels along with layering tank tops. These are both fashion statements many other celebrities could be seen wearing on things like the red carpet. Overall, many things celebrities are wearing are quite questionable in this time.
Thanks, Skylar. In In 2008, Barack Obama became the first African American president of the United States of America. This year, Obama ordered the closure of Guantanamo Bay.
It's all good, it's all good.
Thanks for watching. That's all the time we have on our end of the decade special.
See you next year. Marla's out.